Hello, all you creative people out there. It's Casey. It has been a really long time, but I have finished my journal that I started 2 years ago. 2 whole years ago. I didn't do a whole lot of work in it in 2023 or 2024, but for some reason this year I got a bee in my bonnet and I just burned through this. This is actually done a month ago, but I haven't had time to make a video about it. So I'm finally getting a second to breathe, so I thought I would share this with all of you. It is a beast. I have a tendency to put way too many signatures in my books, obviously, and I got every single page done, and it fits in here. I'm so excited. So this is my shaker journal, and I did put some little beads and trinkets on here just for funsies. So let's get into this. It's a beast. It's really thick, and I'm not going to do a whole lot of explaining because I don't want this video to be like a gajillion years long. So just get started. This was so long ago. It's crazy. This spread I worked on like so many different times. I still don't love it, but it's better than it was, but I changed it like a lot. Fairly recently even. The other spreads I mostly left alone, but for whatever reason that one bothered me. And there's so many different things in here. A lot of acrylics, a lot of collage, a lot of stamping. I got some fun little things here. Tried to be pretty creative with it. Towards the end, you'll see some of my spreads are less creative and more, oh look, let's just glue some things down, but for the most part, they're pretty creative. I've got some really messy ones in here, and I have some really neat ones in here, some things that are totally full and some things that are very restful. That is the fun thing about art journaling, is you can do whatever you want with it. You can experiment, and really I'm just trying to figure out what kind of art I like to make. I love this one. It's so restful. This is all about the library. I used to work at a library. I've worked at a library twice in my life, actually. It was the first job I had, and it was the last job I had. And some of these are scrapbook papers, some of these are collage papers that I made with acrylic paints. I like this one a lot. This is when I started this year, so all of these were done just this year, in the last, well, really 5 months, even though it's June, because I've had it done for a month. It was not autumn when I did this, just the colors worked out that way. Same with this one. It definitely was not Halloween, it was like January. See, some of these are just kind of a mess of let's try something and see what happens, and you just keep working at it until it turns into something that you like. And this neat little thing I saw in some video somewhere, and I thought, oh, I've got charms, I can make one of those, and it really was kind of a pain in the rear end, but I like how it turned out. And this was a Van Gogh painting that I added some cat stuff. Oh no, I need to glue that back down. I'll have to put some glue on there. So many neat things. There's so many different papers in this journal when I created it, and sometimes it was a real inspiration for me, and sometimes I looked at the page and thought, what on earth am I going to do with that? And I ended up sometimes just gluing completely different papers over the top. really like this one a lot. There are a lot of them and I like a lot, but I really like this one. That one actually this one was an idea I had before I sat down to art journal, which is very unusual. Typically, I just sit down and see what speaks to me. I like working that way because it's not stressful for me. I like not having something finished in my head that I have to try to replicate, and then inevitably I disappoint myself because it doesn't turn out the way I want it to. But when I just make it up as I go along and kind of work intuitively, it turns out a lot better. I like this. I did all these little X's for cross stitch. That was a lot of fun. Just done in pen. This isn't attached, like it's a clip. I got that in an ephemera pack. Come on, lace, get back in there. So this is really simple. This is a stencil, and I think this is a stencil too. So that was pretty easy, but I really like how it looks, and it's just simple and sweet. This one I just collected everything that had any sort of kitchen or tea theme. This one came together just simply because of colors. This one too was all about color. This is an Alice in Wonderland theme. That was my favorite book growing up. This envelope, originally I had it so it opened, you know, like a normal envelope, but because it faced inward, I had the worst time getting stuff in and out of there, so eventually I just cut the side and stick stuff in through the top, and that works a lot better. Yes, kitty. Sometimes we have to improvise, don't we? This one has modeling paste on it, which creates a really interesting texture. This is one of those simple ones where I just glued stuff onto the paper. This is really messy. This is kind of my art process where I just, and it feels like chaos in my head. It often turns out okay, but that's how it feels. This, I saw these and I went, that is so fun. I have to do something with that. This is sewn with my machine. I don't do a lot of sewing because it's a pain to get my machine out. This I actually created. This is all beads, and I entered it in an art contest, and I won a prize, and they made these cards out of it. So I put a card in here, and then I created this out of scrapbook papers. This fell out of my journal the other day when I was moving it, and I'm like, where does it go? And I had to go through my whole journal to find where it went to. This thing is so massive. And some of these are less successful than others. This is too chaotic for my taste, but experimenting is so fun. And really, it's a good way to find out what your style is and what kind of art you like to make. And my problem is I like to make different kinds of art, so I never actually figure out what my style is. I just kind of, I don't know, I like to play. I do like these simple ones a lot. This one is strictly watercolor and then one cutout. I love this. Is not my work. This was from something I received in the mail, actually. It was junk mail, if you can believe that. But it was beautiful, so I had to use it somewhere. This was actually a picture of a shower curtain in a catalog. So I'm sure some lucky person has a shower curtain in their bathroom. Some of these are themed with colors, some of them are themed with subject. Some revolve around what the message is that I wanted to put in it. Some are really just chaos. This one's all about music, which I used to be a musician, and this is actually some of the music that I was playing when I played mandolin. This is flute music. Not sure what song that is. Some of these just fell together and they were super easy. Some of them I had to work at forever to get it to be even remotely cohesive, which of course is a normal process in art. Some things just come through the muse and some things you work at. And that's the end. My ginormous monster beast alligator mouth shaker journal. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed making it, and I will see you when I finish the next one. Bye.